thank you everyone. Well, thank you for coming. And welcome to the largest Triotech booth ever. We have a major announcement today. This is probably our largest project ever, our most important certainly. We've been friends with Knott's Berry Farm for a while now. We've done a ride there. So obviously the rumor is true, as you've seen in the vlogs and everywhere. Triotech is going to develop and build a Knott's Beary Tales Return to the Fair. It's going to be a great ride. So obviously for those of you who are too young or don't know, although the ride has been very famous, from 1975 to 1986, Knott's was host to Knott's Beary Tales, which was a great dark ride. So it's really it's been a challenge for us and to develop something that's respectful to the spirit of the original ride, but we think that we're going to deliver something that's going to be great. So next year, Knott's Berry Farm celebrates their 100th anniversary. So obviously Triotech, we're a younger company, but 20 years ago, 1999 was our first IAAPA show. I remember we had a 10 by 20 booth with a few machines. Most of them were not working very well, but we've come a long way. Now we have this booth and this following of people and a lot of dark rides under the arm, but we're very proud to work on this dark ride, and it's going to be our best dark ride ever. So the journey, it's going to take us on vehicles with a lot of special effects. It's going to be interactive, and instead of just shooting, we're going to put a lot of emphasis on the history, on the story, and so guests are really immersed in this attraction. So Triotech, the scope for us is going to be designing the attraction, we're going to build the scenic and theming, we're going to produce the animation, and we're going to implement the whole gaming system. So the goal for us, and this is what's very important for us, is to capture the spirit, the creativity, and the originality of Knott's Berry Tales. It's what made that ride such a great success. So guests will experience familiar places from the original ride in new and exciting ways. That's how we see it. Obviously, we're going to use 2020 technology on a theme that was very popular in the 1970s. We're going to try to stay as faithful as possible to the spirit of the original journey. Our team, with Noel van Genoegten, who's my vice president here, worked very extensively with Knott's Berry Farm, and they had access to archive material, a lot of black and white footage, and grainy footage, and a lot of basically archives. And they also met with some of the original people who worked on the ride, and I think we put a lot of effort into not just making this the greatest and biggest dark ride in the world. This ride had a spirit, had a story, and we worked on it very respectfully, and I think we achieved something that's going to be great, obviously. So this is our third collaboration with Cedar Fair. We've worked with Wonder Mountains Guardian, which is in Toronto, and then obviously we worked with Knott's Berry Farm, Voyage to the Iron Reef, and Knott's Berry Tales Return to the Fair is going to be our third ride. So without further ado, it's my great honor to invite Ken Parks, who's Vice President of Entertainment at Knott's Berry Farm. Thank you, everyone.
Good morning, everyone. We are so excited about the return of Knott's Berry Tales to our park. When we look at creating a story-based attraction for our park, we really want it to resonate emotionally with our guests. And the original dark ride, created by legendary theme park designer Rolly Crump, did exactly that. It was created back in 1975. It ceased operation in 1986, but it still connects today with our guests. This is an attraction that we are asked about on a regular basis. When will you bring it back? And we're so excited to finally answer that question. After all these years, we are going to bring it back. But as Ernest said, we're going to bring it back for a new generation of riders. So Knott's Berry Tales Return to the Fair is an exciting new 4D interactive dark ride that will have you journeying through reimagined scenes that are reminiscent of the original attraction. So riders once again will visit and see the boysenberry pie factory, and yes, There will be the smell of boysenberry in the air. They'll go through weirdo woods. They'll visit the frog forest, the fortune teller camp. And it all concludes with an exciting competition and blue ribbon celebration at the county fair. So we really wanted to make sure that we got this one right. We knew that there's such a legacy behind this attraction and what it means to all of our guests. And so we were able to reach out to Chris Crump and to Rolly and to actually sit down and have conversations with them to make sure that we were getting that aesthetic absolutely perfect, that we were being, we were not only paying tribute to the aesthetic, but that we were also paying homage to its creator. And so we have something special for you today. We have a little video segment that will give you some indication of some of the work, some of the original. If you kind of look through the screen, you can see some of Rolly's original concept work, and then the original attraction items, and then some of the stuff that we've been working on with Triotech.
Boy, how I still remember my first journey to the fair. The whole family crammed into that old delivery truck as we traveled through a frog forest, a fortune teller's camp, and a very weird woods. Ma and Pa always warned us to keep our eyes peeled for that pie-napping crafty coyote. And with the big 100th anniversary coming up, what better time to gather my little cubs and return to the... Ooh.
Knott's Beary Tales, Return to the Fair. An all-new 4D interactive ride, coming summer 2020.